Hey, it's Bill DeWeese from voice-over-training.org, hoping your voiceover business is moving and fast forward. Hey, I've been hearing, regularly conversations, and I see conversations online from voiceover talent about rejection. How do I deal with rejection? Hey, if you are getting rejected in your voiceover business, congratulations. That is the best thing that could happen, because what that tells me is you are working. You're submitting auditions. You are submitting work to prospective clients. You are contacting people. If you're not getting rejected, then you are not moving forward. Rejection is a good thing for the voiceover artist. As a matter of fact, it should be a regular occurrence for voiceover talent. If you're not getting rejected, you need to examine your business and your marketing strategy. Let's talk about rejection for a moment. We as voiceover talent, we are performers. Right? We'd love to hear the applause of the crowd. We'd love for people to tell us that we're good, that we're worthy of doing what we're doing, that we're connecting with our audience. We like to be affirmed. Performers, generally speaking, we like to be affirmed. That's one of the reasons we do what we do. But the problem comes in is that after the audition is submitted, we tend to keep the creative hat on that we've been wearing while we've been doing the work, which we need to do good voiceover work. And so that when we don't get the job, then our feelings tend to be worn on our sleeves, and we take it personally. And the internal dialogue is, well, I must not be very good, or I really am not suited to do this. I'm really not worthy to be a voiceover talent. When chances are that it's the furthest thing from the truth. Once the audition has been submitted, once the work has been submitted to the prospective client, then you have to take off the performance hat and you put on your business hat. And the business person knows that rejection is a big component of the equation. As a matter of fact, specifically in sales and marketing, which if you have a voiceover business, you have to be a salesperson and a marketer, otherwise you will not survive as a voiceover person. Your business will not survive. If you're not getting rejections, that means you're not getting to the yeses. As cliche as it sounds, and if you've been around sales, you've heard this, I'm sure hundreds, if not thousands of times, but it's absolutely true. The truth is, as a voiceover talent, you will get far fewer jobs than you submit for. If you do this for any length of time, if you do any number of auditions, if you submit yourself for any number of jobs, you will get far less jobs than you submit yourself for. You just have to deal with that, and you have to know that. Because, let's face it, there are thousands, tens of thousands of voiceover talent around the world. And oftentimes, you're competing with 50, 60, 70, 100, 200 people for a job. So it is competitive, yes. But when you don't get the work, does that mean that you're not good? Absolutely not. It simply means that somebody liked somebody else's voice better for that particular job. So that brings up the question, well, how do people choose voices? What's the criteria that they use? And the answer to that is simply this. Who the heck knows? We don't know. There is no way for us to know. 9 times out of 10, if not 99 times out of 100, we never hear back. We don't know the reason. And even if we do, we don't know that the feedback that we're getting is feedback that we should use. The feedback that we should use should come from trusted professional colleagues, coaches, trainers, agents, people who truly know their stuff, not from prospective clients who chances are the feedback that they give you is not based on anything that would be usable for you. So again, most realize you're competing against, chances are, a lot of people. Even if it was just you and 9 other people, does that mean that you're not as good as the other 9 people? No, it doesn't mean that. It simply means that for whatever reason for that job, the person who made that decision likes somebody else's voice better. Who knows? It could be somebody's assistant or secretary who's responsible for casting for this particular project was tasked with the responsibility of choosing a voice. And it may so happen that he or she happened to like a voice because it sounded like an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend or a favorite aunt or uncle or a mom or dad or brother, sister. Again, who the heck knows? Nobody knows. So you cannot sit there and have this discussion with yourself, deliberating why you didn't get a job. Forget about it. You do it, and here, this is the business person talking to you right now. You do the job, you have your performance hat on, you work like and feel like a performer, but once it's submitted, you're a business person. You forget about it, and you move on to the next audition or the next submission. Now, the reality is, and let me share this with you, and I think I've shared this before, you may have heard me say it, But when I first got started in voiceovers and I was listed on Voice 123, I remember it took me about 100 auditions at that time to get my very first job. And for some people it's far less, and for some people it's far more. But that's not the issue. The issue or the point is this. So I figured out, okay, it's going to take me about 100 auditions right now until I get better at this to get a job. So what does that mean? That means if I wanted 2 new jobs a week, I needed to submit 200 auditions a week. Well, back then, you could actually do that through Voice 123, which you can't now, at least not without being pretty severely penalized. But the point is simply this. You need to get a sense of how many times you need to submit or audition to get a job. And if it's 1 in 100 and you want 2 new jobs a week, then you need to find 200 opportunities to audition or submit, or maybe adjust your expectations to know that maybe you can submit 100 times a month and get 1 new client or 1 new job a month, whatever the case may be. But you have to work the numbers. You have to approach it almost surgically, unemotionally. You look at the data, and then you work your plan according to the data. Again, I think one of the biggest challenges is that as creative people, we have a hard time taking off the creative hat and thinking like business people. So keep in mind, rejection is great. It means that you're working. You're actually working to actually get paid work. I understand that auditioning is not paid work, but you are working, you are generating activity. I like to call it stirring up dust. And the more dust you stir up, the more work you will get. And if you're not getting rejections, it means you are not working. So you do the audition, you do the submission, and you move on, because there is, contrary to popular belief, there is a lot of voiceover work, most of it in the non-broadcast area. But there is a lot of voiceover work out there, but you have to continually submit to get the work. And then you make yourself, get yourself a happy client who comes back to you more and more. And before you know it, you're building momentum in your business. So again, go out there and get rejected, because it means you're going to get more and more work. I do. And again, I don't take this lightly. I understand that it hurts, and it can be painful, and it can be frustrating. Believe me, I understand. I know I do this for a living. I don't make my living making YouTube videos. I make my living, or even as a voice talent, business coach, which I do. I make my primary income and a good living doing voiceover work. And I built it doing the very things that I'm talking about in these videos. If you want more information, and by the way, I've recorded a 25-minute audio that really kind of jam-packs in the best information that I have found that helped me to build a substantial voiceover business. And you can download that at no cost for you if you're interested in hearing that. My gift to you, hopefully it will help you in your voiceover business. You will find that when you go to voice-over-training.org. If you have any comments, questions, feel free to email me, voiceoverexpert@gmail.com. I wish you all the best. Go out there and get rejected again today, because it means you're closer to your next great gig. All the best to you. Talk to you soon.